today. Today is Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday. And I want to welcome you into my yarn room. I have a Happy Mail and I have the yarn that I got when I was narcotics shopping, drug-induced yarn shopping, which is so fun. That was the highlight of my being drug-induced was yarn shopping. So do you guys want to see what I got in the mail? This came from Amazon, and it did not say who it's from. There was no note inside. So if you are the person that sent this to me, please, please, please let me know who you are. I totally 100% love it. And it's my favorite color, and it's one of my very favorite sayings. Look at this. One more row. Just one more row. I totally love it. It's going to fit great, and I can't wait to wear it. But I wanted to show it because I can't stand up to show you what it totally looks like very easily. So I will wear it in the next video. It will be on my body. And I love it. So thank you, whoever the anonymous person is. I appreciate it so very much. Okay. Then I told you that I had, you know, as I said, some drug-induced yarn shopping. Joann's was having this really good sale, and I don't know how I ended up getting this yarn at $2.12 a skein, but that is what it ended up with. There was some kind of lot if you bought 10 or more. I think that's how it went. And I wanted to kind of like organize it by color and all that, but you know, that's not going to probably not happen so well. I'm sorry to say, just because Chloe and I went through the yarn together, and it's in this big, very thin bag, and she ripped the bag, and now the whole thing is just, and I just don't have room to lay it out. I mean, and like I would have preferred maybe to do this at the dining room table, but then I got to take all that yarn downstairs and then bring it back up, and I'm not having people lug the yarn for me because that's just inconvenient. So we're just going to go color by color and see, or skein by skein as it comes out. And I'll see if I can grab like colors as I'm pulling. So first I did buy, it's all the same yarn. It's all big twist value, which means it's 380 yards, 6-ounce skeins. Oh, excuse me, 347 meters, 170 grams. It says use a 5mm hook, 5mm knitting needles, and it's all a 4-weight, 100% acrylic. And the first one I got is black, because if you have bright colors, black really sets them off. And I don't honestly have very much black yarn. I have I know I have a big, huge, like one of those giant 1-pound kind of skeins of black, and then not much else. I was really surprised when I went looking for black to go with the Halloween hooker to hooker theme, and black was one of the colors. I couldn't find one skein of just black yarn unless I used the big jumbo huge row. So I thought, oh, black is a good one to get. So I did. Then I went into, well, let's see the like purples. See if I can pull some purples out of this. I'm going to be up and down because this really is in a bag on the floor. And the bag, honestly, is ripping to pieces. So I got these two that are purples. This one is, oh, come on, I just had the colors are called. This one is called Purple. Now that's a pretty good likeness. And this one, I think, is the one called Grape. If I was in the store, I would not have bought this one upon seeing this one, because I think this one is a much brighter, deeper purple. This is like my favorite purple of all the purples. But then they also had, these are like a pinkish purple. This one, which is called Plum. So yeah, this is a purple. So out of the three, like I said, if I was in the store, I would have preferred 3 of this one and none of these for the color scheme that I'm going for the Boggy blankets. Not that this isn't a great Boggy Blanket color, don't get me wrong. And if I was doing an all purple blanket, I would throw that in there for sure, and some lavenders or whatever. It would be great for like an ombre kind of thing. But for like the neonish kind, that's what I was kind of really wanting. But these looked brighter on the screen than what they actually are. But this is the one I was going for. These will end up back in my stash shelf. So I think I'm going to put them in this bag over here because these have to be stashed versus if you watched my video, I think yesterday or the other day when I said I was going to do the yarn haul, there were colors that I wanted to keep separate specifically for doing Boggy Blankets in. And those I'm putting in one spot, and the others, the ones that I'm actually going to use for Boggy Creek for sure, are going in this bag over here. It's an elephant bag, but it's like a grocery bag. So then we got some pink colors. I guess only two. Oh wait, no, wait. Okay, so these are the pinky kind of colors, and I couldn't remember. So this magenta, that's a on the screen I really thought it was a much brighter color. And watermelon, now I have watermelon and I've loved the color, and I really thought this was a brighter color. I thought it was more, well, not quite that color. I have some somewhere. It's probably directly behind me and I can't see it, but I really wanted to compare it because I don't remember the watermelon color being this dark. I remember it being a funner color, and I almost bought two, so I'm really glad that I didn't. The magenta, again, it's a borderline one, so I'm going to put it, the watermelon is going in the back to the stash. These two, oh, I didn't show you this one. This one I totally love. This one is called, sure, come on, where's the Diva Pink. Whoa, I needed to buy more of that. Look at that. That is totally awesome. Now I have this right here, and this is Craft Value. Also very good, and it's going to go in the Boggy Blanket basket. This one, totally love. Should have bought more of that one. Mostly I bought one skeins because I wasn't sure of the colors, and for Boggy Blankets I wanted to be able to use multiple bright colors in one blanket. And then just, you know, generally when I do that I don't use a whole skein of one color at a time. So that was the kind of principle or idea behind that. And then we got into the blues. And I bought this one, which is called, what is it? Cyan, C-Y-A-N. And it's not bad. It's more of a bright baby blue. It's going in the Boggy Blanket one. And I bought this Jade. I think this one's called Jade. Oh no, this one is called Teal. I like that. That can go in the Boggy Blanket one. It's a little dark, but it's still good. And then this is the Sapphire color. This was Chloe's favorite when we were going through. I said, what is your favorite one? And she really loved this one. It's a real deep, rich, like a, I guess they call that a jewel tone kind of color. And I love that for Boggy Blankets. Then they had this color. Wait, I just want to get it. Yeah. Now this is Jade Green. And I like the color. It's not going to go in the Boggy Blanket colors, though. It's a very nice color. This was, I think, Chloe's second favorite. Then the other greens that I purchased were the slime green, which has always been a really good favorite for me. But this gecko, isn't that what it's called? Gecko green? Oh, yeah, green gecko. Oh my goodness, love that green for Boggy Blankets, but they're both going in. They had a color called Highlighter Yellow. that looked green on the screen, and I could have swore I bought it, but I don't have it. So I guess that one didn't end up in the bag, and I really wanted it to. But then I did get yellows. Yep, we got yellows. Let's see. I have this yellow. This is safety yellow, which is not highlighter yellow. I'm pretty sure there was one called highlighter yellow. Maybe I was just dreaming that is an actual color. And, you know, it could have been the drugs. And there really wasn't a color like that. I haven't gone back to check, but I think I should. But anyway, I knew this was going to be a nice bright color, and I bought 2 of those. And then I bought this yellow, which is a varsity yellow. And I totally love this yellow, but it does not compare for bright colors like this one does. It actually, against this, looks kind of dull. So even though I love, and this has always been one of my favorite yellows, this is going in the on the shelf bag. Back to the shelf. Then there's several colors here of, Laura, are you watching? I got several oranges. So let's see what we have in the orange selections. Let's see. So I have 2 of this color, which is Orange Bright. I really love this orange. This is the orange that I just made, the Melly the Lemur, and I made a giraffe out of this orange. And I thought they were like super bright. But then they came out with this orange, which I'm going to tell you is called Varsity Orange. Love them both. And then I bought one more. There's one more skein in here. This one is called Coral. And it's a pretty color, but it's not, it's going on the shelf. It is not in the Boggy Blanket colors. And like, I love this color, and I thought, I really love that color. That's going to be a great color. I knew what this color was, and I specifically bought 2, knowing what it looked like. And that I loved it because I just worked with it. But I'm like, that Varsity Orange, I remember that being a really nice color. And yeah, this one seems not as rich in color. It seems more now like a pastel up against this one, even though this is by far not pastel. But when you put it up against the Varsity Orange, definitely looks kind of pastel. But these 2 colors are both going in the Boggy Blankets. Now I just picked that bag, that broken, ripped up bag. There we go. So this is the big huge bag that they were in. All ripped up now. And now they're not on my floor. They're in the bags. Well, I guess they're in bags on the floor. But now that it's more manageable. This room really and truly is small. And being that I can't get around so good, I can use the cane in here, but you know, you're walking around stuff, so it's not real safe. Not safe. I mean, I'm stable enough. So like, don't think I'm putting myself in danger here. My husband would not allow that. Even if I would be bold enough, he would not. So know that we're good. Now I can, in bits and spurts, I can start moving things around in the yarn room. I do want to, I mentioned a bin of cotton yarn, and I have a section over here that I want to put the cotton yarn in that's like kitchen cotton for the washcloths with Laura, and I think Jan is participating or helping her with that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Laura is doing it for Mammy's Crochet and Farming. And so that's up there. And where I want that yarn to go. And I couldn't get there because I had all this other yarn on the floor. But I want to put that yarn up in that bin. And then I think, I don't know, this is a big bag. I don't know that that bin will fit these yarns. But I want them at the ready in a specific spot. I do have a bag full of neon colors upstairs in the attic, and I have some few up here that just didn't fit in the bag that went upstairs that I got from Hirschner's. Their neon colors that came out. Totally love those colors. And over here, right here, these are mostly bulky yarns in this like section, and there's not huge quantities of them. So I think I'm going to put those in a bin and put them up in the attic for storage. And maybe my neon colors will go in here. Maybe I'll trade out the bin of neon colors I have upstairs and put these bulky yarns in there. These are great for making like scarves and stuff, but I don't think I have quantity enough for sweater in any of this stuff, or like blanket unless I add many colors. And Boggy Creek's in Florida. I really don't necessarily want to do heavy yarn unless I do a really big stitch so it's light, because I was thinking of that too. I did knit a blanket last year that I wanted to give to Boggy Creek, and I used some of these yarns here, and it was beautiful, but it was way too big. And so my daughter's taking it home. She loved it. So maybe I will do that or whatever. I don't know. And then my Lion Brand order came, and I knew I ordered this. I didn't know how much of this I ordered, but I ordered just 2 bags. These were on sale. I want to say you got 6 for $8 or something like that. And then I think I ended up with like 20 bucks out the door for 6 of these. This is the Ice Cream Roving Defigation. And this yarn is so soft. I thought, oh, this would be, I mean, it's a bigger yarn. And probably not the greatest idea for Boggy Creek. But it's a 4. It's a 4. I was thinking it was a 5. No, it's a 4. And I thought, when I was purchasing it, I thought, you know, that would probably make a nice Boggy Creek blanket, because the color is very gender neutral, I think. And I got it home, and it's like so soft. I just tore a little hole in the bag. I'm like, I want a cardigan out of this. Very rarely do I pick up yarn and say, oh, this needs to be. Usually I pick up yarn and I'm like, oh, this could be this or this or this or this. I picked this up and I said, oh no, I want a cardigan out of this. And I have 6 skeins at 437 yards, 400 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams. 100% acrylic. I've had some of this before, I think. I mean, I know I felt it before. But I don't know that I have any. I can't think of any in my stash. And I don't know why. But it is so soft and squishy. And I'm like, I want a winter sweater. So that's going to go on the hooks at some point. I don't know when, but I just want, not a cardigan, a pullover, you know, that I can just wear a sweater. And I think I want it in a looser stitch so that it's not real heavy and hot. Because even, you know, I get hot. I have sweaters that I don't wear because they're too warm, and I love them, but it's like I don't know why I'm too warm to wear them. But I want to make a sweater out of that. So I should probably just throw that in a project bag and say it's ready to make the sweater whenever I get around to making the sweater. I don't know. But that's the yarns that I have picked out that I got, like I said, mostly 1 skeins because I want to mix and match. And I usually don't like to buy 1 skein wonders either, but I think for Boggy blankets, and that's what I specifically bought these for. And maybe they don't make it into a Boggy blanket, but that's fine too. But that's maybe they end up being stuffed animals. Who knows? But that was the plan. I want bright colors for Boggy. And if you don't know, just real quick, Boggy Creek Camp is a camp in Florida, Eustis, Florida. Started by Paul Newman and Arnold Schwarzkopf for chronically ill children, that a group of us sponsor and collect blankets donations, 35 to 40 wide, 40 to 50 long, hand crocheted or knitted blankets, and the kids get to take them home. The camp is free and as a memorabilia piece, Every kid gets to take home a blanket that's laid out on their bed. They get to pick their bed, and then the crocheted blanket gets to go home with them. There's other things that go home with them too, but we sponsor blankets. And the we is Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too. It was her mom's women's group that sponsors a gift bag for every kid. And she asked Nancy, because she knew that they also sent blankets. She asked Nancy, make a blanket. And Nancy asked me, hey, can you make a blanket? And this took like over a course of time. And I said, hey, why don't we just ask everybody to make a blanket? And so now this is our 3rd annual drive. We will be collecting them through the end of January. Then we asked Billie, the Crafty Floridian, to help us out. And she did for 2 years. And now she's taking a step back. But she's collecting squares with holiday themes, 6x6. Excuse me. 6x6 squares that are Christmas, Halloween, and St. Patrick's Day themed. Send those to Billie for weight acrylic yarn. Lynanne is still collecting squares. So Billie stepped down and Lynanne stepped in. Lynanne from Nina's Knots Crochet. And she is also collecting bright, fun squares, 6x6 squares. Nope, hers are 5x5. Acrylic is fine. If everybody makes acrylic, you don't have to worry about allergies and stuff. But she's just asking for fun, bright squares. She'll put them together if you can't make your own blanket. If you can do, 50 squares and make your own blanket, I use 64. But you can get away with less squares if you do a different joint. But, that's up to you. Or just make a 40 by 40 inch square or a 35 by 40 inch rectangle. Whatever. If you want to donate a blanket, donate a blanket. Send those to Nancy. Or our 4th member this year, new to our group, is Juan the Yarn Addict. I think you all know him. If you don't know any of these people, please go and subscribe. This year, for the first time ever, I am happy to announce that we have finally gotten Boggy Blanket Brigade swag. The Boggy Blanket Brigade is all of you that are donating blankets. And it's so heartwarming how many of you are donating. And several people are donating like so many blankets. It's unimaginable. I can't even comprehend. But we're so excited to have them. But and the subscribers, the yarn community is so wonderful, and they all you all are just pitching in and jumping in so fabulously and saying, yeah, I want to donate. It's a great cause. These kids are chronically ill and the camp is free. So how wonderful. And they have a complete medical staff for the sick kids. So they just do, and they support kindness and, just so wonderful, many wonderful, wonderful things. So anyway, long story that I wanted to be short. Once I get talking about Boggy Creek, I sometimes get carried away. But anyway, for the first time now, we have a swag shop. And it's Boggy Blanket Brigade. So for all of those of you that make boggy blankets, or that want to, or that send in tumbleweeds, which are pom-poms on like a arm's length piece of string. The tutorial is like 45 seconds and it's in the description box below. Nancy, Juan, Lynanne, Billie, all of the mailbox mailing information is in the description box below. The swag shop is in the box below. We wanted to do more detailed, but we were very limited on what we could use as swag. The logo, the color choices, because this is for the nonprofit and we are not the nonprofit. So in order for Teesprings to allow us to do this, we had to, choose from limited things. But all proceeds go to Boggy Creek. We do not touch any of the money. But we will support Boggy Creek in every way that we can. There are t-shirts, hoodies, water bottles, coffee mugs, and tote bags that all have the Boggy Blanket Brigade logo that we were able to create on Teesprings. You have choices of some things on color and sizes, I think up to 5X on clothing. So if you wanted to buy any official Boggy Blanket Brigade swag for yourself or a friend or whatever, and have the proceeds go to Boggy Creek itself, click the links that'll be for sure on my channel. I know Nancy has it, Lynanne has it, Juan has it. If it's on any other channel, it's not the same link, and I don't know what's going on there. But if you want our swag, that's where you get it from, and you'll know that all the proceeds go to Boggy Creek. So we're excited as heck for that. I'm putting in my order because I had the wrong link for a minute, so I had to fix that. But I am going to put in an order for myself, and I will do. I know at the end of every season we have giveaways, and last year I just gave away gift cards. I think this year it'll be Boggy swag, because it's always for people that donate. So if you've donated a blanket, then your name goes into, for every blanket, your name goes into a drawing, and we draw prizes. And I think the prizes that I will personally sponsor this year will definitely be Boggy swag, because I think that's so awesome to be able to be rewarded with that. Let's see. Oh, thanks, babe. Ice pack. So, do I have anything else to tell you? I'm going live this evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard with Laura for Hooker versus Hooker. And I don't know if this will be up before then, but I'm going to try. If not, I hope you watch the Hooker versus Hooker. I'm a participant I'm Jan. I'm standing in for Jan this month, for the month of September. So we see what we got to make for that. Lynanne and I are talking about a collaboration, and I think some other people are going to join in with us. And what started this is I have a bunch of bougie yarn, knit crate yarn, hanks of yarn. I went to that de-stash your yarn, or de-stash your craft fair last year, and I bought all this stuff for like no money. And I got a thanks, babe. I have a lot of items that are like, oh, that's so special, and I don't know what to make with it, and I got to wait for the right project, and it sits there. I haven't gotten knit crate in probably 2 years. I have not used one skein of knit crate yarn. I really don't think. A lot of it was wool. It was coming because knitting, I guess you use a lot of wool. I don't know. And they, in knit crate, you were doing fancy yarns. And a lot of it I did give away because I have, some issues with wool. But I have cotton yarns that are bougie yarn, that are hand dyed, made special. And then I have, just not bougie yarn that I just still don't know what to do with, that I'm like hoarding for no reason. Arabella. I think that yarn is so pretty. It needs the right project, so I haven't ever used it because I can't find the right project. Lynanne has the same thing. Anita from y.o.h crochet. She said, oh, I want to join in. I want to join in. I'm like, cool. So we're kind of thinking that I'm going to pick out a yarn that I want to work with out of my hoarding yarn. Can't find the right project for yarn. And Lynanne is going to pick out, and Anita is going to pick out, and we're going to come on live, and we're going to show the yarn to each other, and you, of course. And we're going to say, okay, I have 6 skeins of this, and it's got this much yardage, and it's this kind of yarn. And they're going to, with your help, ask or tell me the next week what to make out of that yarn. So I think we're going to ask the audience to, make a comment for ideas of what we can each make out of the yarn. And, then we'll have the ultimate decision on deciding what the other people make. So it's kind of like a pick somebody else's make 9. It's just going to be a pick a project, for somebody else to do out of the yarn that they want to use. So the project will be as big as you want it to be based on how much yarn you pick out for yourself. So if I'm like feeling stressed for time this month or whatever I might pick out, hey, I've got 200 yards of this, find me something to make. Or I might say, look, I got 20,000 yards of this stuff. What can I make out of it? So, blanket, sweater, sweaters for the family. Who knows? um, I have a lot of like cotton cakes. The twister kind of, real thin 1-2 weight yarn that is beautiful, beautiful yarns that makes beautiful, beautiful things that take forever. So I don't do stuff out of that, but if I pull that yarn off my shelf and I say, find me something to make, I have to make it. Then I'm committed. And so it's going to be a good way to help find me projects for those items. And I'm real excited about that too. So sounds like it could be a fun project for us all. Plus it's a stash, it's a de-stash of your bougie, not necessarily bougie, but you the yarns that you're like waiting for the right project, because the right project doesn't come along until you start using the doggone yarn. You know what I mean? And if you start making it and you're like, oh God, I hate this, then you can always pull it out. But you're never going to use that yarn if you don't ever pull it off the shelf. And that's where Lynanne and I were talking. We're like, yeah, I have this yarn, I just don't know what to make. I'm like, I have a ton of that kind of yarn. It doesn't matter what the yarn is. If it's cotton, if it's wool, it's acrylic. It's, the 4-weight cottons, this kind of stuff is not what we're necessarily talking about as far as this new collaboration we want to do. It's the yarns that you really, I have a skein of, I have 2 skeins of this. Oh, I just lost a head. Oh no. This is a Hobie Horizon. I love this. It is so beautiful. So I'm waiting for the right project. And I would wear this as a wearable. I would use it as a blanket. There's a lot of things I would do with this. I don't know. None of my family members would wear this. It's too bright. It's too out there. Me as an old lady, I'm like, hey, give me the bright. Give me the fun. All you young people are sticking the muds if you don't like that kind of stuff, if you ask me. But, if you're conservative, you're conservative. I'm kind of like, no, I'm not so conservative. But I have 2 skeins of this that has, these are 7 ounce, 200 grams, 601 yards on each skein. I used this kind of skein and made a hexi-cardi for Christmas out of this Horizon in the Christmas colors. And I love the sweater. I loved the yarn. And it's just a 3-weight acrylic. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-weight. It's acrylic. But it's an expensive yarn. I mean, it's not a cheap yarn. You get a lot of yardage, but it's beautiful. And so I'm like saving that for the right project. And if I pull this off the shelf and tell them I have 1,200 yards, they're going to find me the right project. And that's the whole point of this. And so I'm really excited about it. Not really quite sure. We're still working out the details. Not really quite sure when we're going to do it. But I think we're going to do it. And what do you guys think? Do you think that's a fun thing? And you guys could participate too. You can help us pick out patterns or tutorials or just ideas. And anyway, I think it'll be fun. What do you guys think? So again, I have all this Boggy Blanket stuff. Now we have some new tutorials up on the playlist. I do have started a playlist for all of the podcasters that want to design a Boggy Creek blanket. That will be in all of my description boxes from here on out. right now, I think there's 3 or 4 blankets in it. Jaxie has the Luck of the Draw square she did last year when we did Luck of the Draw 8 Boggy Creek edition. And that square, I put that in there because it's a real easy, fun, fast blanket to make. And you could do individual squares at whatever size you wanted, or one big, huge one. And the one big, huge one, it's like really easy and fun. And but it looks really cool. So I love that square. So I put that in there, even though it was last year's pattern. Not that we don't like last year's patterns. I mean, we all know that. But I really want to keep the playlist to this year's patterns. But Jaxie also created a new tutorial for this year. And Angela from, Jaxie's Creations by Jax. And Angela from My Precious Yarnery, she has been on our live with us as well and revealed a pattern that she made this year. I think it's kindness, something kindness. I can't remember. But anyway, those are in there. So every time somebody comes up on panel with a new tutorial that they've made for a new Boggy Creek blanket size blanket, that tutorial will go in the playlist for all of the Boggy Blanket Brigade to check out a new pattern and try a new pattern. So that's also in all my description boxes from this point forward, because I figured out how to finally share it. I think when I first created it, it wasn't there long enough to share it. I'm like, how come I can't share this playlist? But I can. It's there now. So that's going to be good. I do believe that we will be live for Boggy Creek this week. I'm not quite sure whose channel it's going to be on. But I do believe it will be, we will be doing that. Everybody should be in a good shape from what I understand to be able to do that this week. I think that's all I can think of right now. Oh, one more thing. You guys, I forgot to tell you. I hit 5,000 subscribers. I know, it's so exciting. And I'm going to do a special live for that. Or not live, but a special video. I just haven't been getting around good enough to get it together. Because I have to decide. And let me know in the comments below. Would you guys prefer gift cards or yarn? You can buy your own stuff. I was leaning towards Boggy Swag. But, and that would be, you know, like a gift card. I mean, you would just pick out what you want and I would pay for it and have it sent to you. Or would you prefer yarn that I've picked out? Or would you prefer just gift cards from someplace else? Let me know. And then I will do an official 5,000 subscriber giveaway video, and we'll do that in another video. Oh, and I owe you guys, which, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow because I completely forgot to do it before I sat down here. A couple of Monday a week ago, I showed Melly the Lemur, and there is a giveaway for that pattern from Anita from YOH Crochet, because that's her pattern, and so we revealed it, and she gives away a pattern for all the testers to give to their viewers, their friends, and I'm also offering one of Anita's patterns to anybody that wants one. Well, not anybody. You have to wait a hint by making, I think you had to put the word Melly in your comments, MELI, on that video a couple of videos ago. And I was supposed to pull that on Monday, but I was on drugs on Monday and not doing well. And I'm still just trying to get my act together. But in the next video or two, I will pull that winner, and I will put it in the thumbnail that the winner has been pulled. There will be 2 winners, maybe 3. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull 3. Maybe I'll pull 4. I don't know. But it'll be for Anita's patterns. One for Melly. The first one will be for the Melly. I guess you could really have your choice. It doesn't matter. But that's coming up. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I just have to remember to spin the wheel and pick the winners out. But if you haven't done it, you have more time to enter. Just go back and watch that video. Okay, I think that's all for now, for sure. That's all I can think of. So thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, all the things. Thanks for doing all the things and supporting Boggy Creek, supporting my channel. I couldn't, obviously wouldn't be here without you. That's all I have for today. This is 40 minutes. My leg is feeling pretty good, so yay for that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.